Okay, now we are going to start, and we have this reading test, and we are going to solve it all together. We will go through all the questions one by one. We'll start from. Okay, we've got this reading test, and we are going to solve it all one by one. We will go through every question type. I'll tell you how to read and understand the question, then how to go to the passage and locate the answer, find the answer, and all that. Remember, you don't have to read all the passages. Okay, there are 3 long passages. In order to answer 40 questions, you don't have to read all the passages. What you need to do, you need to go to those locations where there is the answer. And then you're going to start your reading. Don't try to read all the passage from the beginning till the end. You will waste your time, and then you will not be able to manage reading in 1 hour. Then it'll take more time. And in actual exam, they'll give you just 1 hour to solve the test. Now, whenever you start, you need to read the title. What's the title? Stonehenge. So we know this Stonehenge. Some people don't know. If you don't understand what Stonehenge is, then you can read the first paragraph, few sentences, and you will be clear about Stonehenge. And otherwise, even if you don't know what Stonehenge is, it doesn't matter. Right? Stonehenge is one of the wonders of the world. There are some stones and all that. Now we come to questions. We've got questions 1 to 8. And this is complete the notes below. Remember, in IELTS, there are 2 types of questions. One is type A, where questions and answers are in order. And one is type B, where questions and answers are not in order. For type B questions, you will have to scan all the passage. For type A questions, you will have to find the location of the answer, and then you will find the answer in 1 sentence or maximum 2 sentences. Okay, so it's like this. Now you can see the passage is not labeled. Labeling means A, B, C, D and all that. If you take a look, okay, second passage is not labeled and even third passage is not labeled. So you are lucky. We have all type A questions. If the passage is labeled A, B, C, then there are 2 types of questions which I call type B questions, and those questions are number 1, which paragraph contains the following information? And the second type is list of headings. Okay, for list of heading questions and the headings, they are not in order. And for which paragraph contains the following, they are not in order as well. So let's get started. Stonehenge, we come to questions. Please come to questions. It's written, complete the notes below. Questions 1 to 8, complete the notes below. Choose no more than 2 words. Now there is no number, and no more than 2 means maximum 2, minimum 1. Stonehenge, construction, stage 1. Now please come back to the passage and look for stage 1. Stage 1, first stage, first or stage 1. Second paragraph, second line after full stop, first. So what does it mean? Stage 1. Now this is called finding the location of your answer. Once you know the location, now you read the question. From the question we found a clue word, and the clue word was stage 1. And now we are just reading it here. Now let's read the question. Stage 1, the ditch and henge were dug, possibly using tools made from. Now the material with which they made the tools, that material will be the answer. So second paragraph, second line after full stop, first Neolithic Britons used primitive tools which may have been fashioned out of deer antlers. So tools were made from deer antlers. Now what is the right answer? Deer antlers. If you write only antlers, it is wrong. If you write only deer, it is again wrong. So correct answer is deer antlers. Okay, question number 2. Dash may have been arranged in deep pits inside the circle. Now just put what in the question. For example, question number 2. What may have been arranged in deep pits inside the circle? Now we go back, we look for circle, what may have been arranged there and all that. As I told you, questions and answers are in order. So same paragraph, second last line. Deep pits, that is our clue word. Deep pits dating back to the era and located within the circle may have once held a ring of timber posts. A ring of timber posts. So what does it mean? Timber posts may have been arranged in deep pits inside the circle. For that they use the word a ring of timber posts. So correct answer is timber posts. Timber is wood and post is like this. This is a pillar. So post is like a pillar. Timber post means a pillar made out of wood. Okay, we have question stage 2 and you need a pen? Okay, Ashmal, please arrange that. Stage 2, blue stones, but there is no question about it. Then they say Presley Hills and all that. So blue stone and Presley Hills, they are our clue words. And then they say theories about the transportation of the blue stones. One theory is archaeological theory. And there they say builders used dash to make sledges and rollers. Now what is it that builders used to make sledges and rollers? We go back. Okay, so can you see these words here? Yes, it's third paragraph where you can see blue stone and they talk about other stuff. Now what we are going to do, we are just going to see archaeological thing. Builders used something. We need to look for builders and all that. Fourth paragraph, first line, the last word. According to one long-standing theory among archaeologists. Now see that our clue word was archaeologist and builders. Stonehenge builders fashioned sledges and rollers out of tree trunks. So out of tree trunks means builders used tree trunks to make sledges and rollers. So what is the right answer? The right answer is tree trunks. Builders used, and for that they said Stonehenge builders fashioned sledges and rollers out of tree trunks. Out of tree trunks means they use tree trunks to make sledges and rollers. Rollers are just the round pieces of wood. Like have you seen when they put the boat in the sea, they have rollers, long rollers made out of wood. Okay, next, dash pulled them. Now what do they mean by them? Sledges and rollers, exactly. So dash pulled sledges and rollers on giant baskets. Now what pulled? Human or some animals or anything like that? Let's go on. You need to look for the word giant baskets. Can you see that? Giant baskets. Second last line, and you can see the word baskets. So we are going to read it from third last line. When you find the clue word, read that sentence from the last full stop. So it's the fourth paragraph, third last line. More recent archaeological hypotheses have them transporting the blue stones with supersized wicker baskets on a combination of ball bearings and long groove planks hauled by oxen. Now what is the meaning of hauled? Pulled. Exactly. Pulled by, hauled by, and correct answer is oxen. Ox and oxen is plural. A pair of ox is called oxen. Okay, next is geological. So they were brought from Wales by dash. Now Wales is your clue word. You're going to look for Wales. Found it? Okay, title page, last paragraph, and there you will find the word Wales. So they were brought to Wales by. I'm reading it from second line. Last paragraph, second line. Challenging the classic image of industrious builders pushing, carting, rolling and hauling giant stones from faraway Wales, some scientists have suggested that it was glaciers, not humans, that carried the blue stone. So it was glaciers that carried the blue stone. So they were brought from Wales by glaciers. Correct answer for that is glaciers. Question number 5. All right, next we've got stage 3. And then we have builders. Stage 3 and builders. A theory arose in the 17th century. Look for 17th century. 17th century. Second page, second paragraph. So it's a good idea to locate the answer, then read the question. A theory arose in the 17th century that its builders were Celtic dash. Now Celtic what? Okay, let's come back. Second page, second paragraph, but who were the builders? Now they were Celtic dash. Who were the builders of Stonehenge? In the 17th century, archaeologist John Aubrey made the claim that Stonehenge was the work of Druids who had important religious, judicial and political roles in Celtic. So who were they? Celtic what? Huh? No, read it again carefully. Okay, just see. John Aubrey made the claim that Stonehenge was the work of Druids who means Druids had important religious, judicial and political roles in Celtic. So they were Celtic Druids. Okay, you need to read like this. They were actually Celtic Druids. So correct answer is Druids. Question number 7, purpose. Many experts agree it has been used as a. Now the purpose of Stonehenge. It has been used as a dash site. Many experts agree. So we go on. Experts agree. Look for experts and then look for the synonym of site. Experts and site. Come on, experts and site. All right, why don't you come to third last paragraph and we just see it there. So if the facts surrounding the architects and construction of Stonehenge remain shadowy at best, the purpose of the striking monument is even more of a mystery. While there is consensus among the majority of modern scholars. Who are modern scholars? Experts. For modern scholars, they use the word experts. Okay, that is the word they use. Many experts agree. And for agree, what is the word? Consensus. When there is a consensus, it means they agree. While there is consensus among the majority of modern scholars that Stonehenge once served the function of burial ground. So once served the function of means it has been used as a. Used as a means function of. And what is the answer? Burial ground or only burial? Why burial? Because for ground they have given a word site. And this is very important to keep an eye what is after the blank. So correct answer is burial. Burial ground is like graveyard. Question number 8. In the 1960s, it was suggested that it worked as a kind of. It means Stonehenge worked as a kind of. 1960s. Can you see that? Second last paragraph. In the 1960s, the astronomer Gerald Hawkins suggested that the cluster of megalithic stones operated as a form of calendar. As a form of calendar means in the 1960s, it was suggested that it worked as a kind of. Kind of and form of, they are synonyms. And correct answer is calendar. And when you're doing IELTS reading, do not trust your memory for spelling. The spelling of calendar is often, the word calendar is often misspelled. D-A-R. Sometimes people write D-R-E, which is wrong. Okay? So correct answer for number 8 is calendar. Now you may have noticed we found all the answers. They were in order, but we skipped some paragraphs. So remember, the clue word technique is going to be very important. Once you reach the right place, then you have to read. And if you read everything, then you will waste all the time here. Only read the part of the passage which you think is related to question. And for that, you need to find the clue word. Now we come to questions 9 to 13. Do the following statements agree with the information given in reading passage 1? True, false, not given. So we've got question number 9. During the third phase of construction, what's the clue word? Third phase. Now what happened? Let's see. During the third phase of construction, let's go back and we see where to talk about third phase. Look for third phase. Second page, first paragraph, the third phase. Now this is the location, and by the way, you will find all the answers in order from here onwards. Now you don't need to read all the passage, just here onwards, sequence wise, you will find all the answers. Now what's the question? During the third phase of construction, sandstone slabs were placed in both the outer areas and the middle of the Stonehenge. Now, sandstone slabs, if they were placed outer area and the middle, answer is true. If only outer area or only middle, answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether that was outer area or middle, they don't tell us the location where the sandstone slabs were placed, answer will be not given. So sandstone slabs. Third phase, found it? Okay, now I'm going to read it from there. The third phase, second sentence. At this point, sandstone slabs known as sarcens were arranged into an outer crescent or ring. Some were assembled into the iconic three-piece structure called trillions that stand tall in the center. Now first they said outer and then they said center. So come back to question. Sandstone slabs were placed in both outer and middle. For center, they use the word middle. So what is the answer? Answer is true. Well done. Question number 10. There is a scientific proof. Now, whenever they say there is a scientific proof, if they have a scientific proof, then answer is true. If they don't have it, answer is false, otherwise not given. There is a scientific proof that the blue stone stood in the same spot until approximately 1600 BCE. Now 1600 BCE and blue stone, and if there is a scientific proof for that. Same paragraph. I'm reading it from third last line. Radiocarbon dating, found it? Radiocarbon dating has revealed, now that is scientific proof. Radiocarbon dating has revealed that work continued at Stonehenge until roughly 1600 BCE, with the blue stone in particular being repositioned multiple times. Now, blue stone was repositioned multiple times. What is the question? Scientific proof that blue stone stood in the same spot. No, it was relocated multiple times, so the answer is false. Well done. Question number 11, John Aubrey's claim about Stonehenge was supported by 20th century findings. Now, if it was supported, answer is true. If it disapproved it, answer is false, otherwise not given. John Aubrey and 20th century. Very next paragraph, found it? Okay, but who were the builders of Stonehenge? In the 17th century, archaeologist John Aubrey made the claim that Stonehenge was the work of Druids. We read it already. Now please come to third line. This theory was widely popularized by the antiquarian William Stukeley, who had unearthed primitive graves at the site. Even today, people who identify as modern Druids continue to gather at Stonehenge for the summer solstice. However, in the mid-20th century, radiocarbon dating demonstrated that Stonehenge stood more than 1,000 years before the Celts inhabited the region. Now, that is the latest thing. What's the question? John Aubrey's claim about Stonehenge was supported. Was it supported? No, it was not supported. They said in mid-20th century, radiocarbon dating demonstrated that Stonehenge stood more than 1,000 years. And it was before Celts. And John Aubrey said it was 1,000 years and the Celts made it. But radiocarbon said it was before Celts and more than 1,000 years. So what is the answer? Answer is false, because they did not support him. John Aubrey's claim was not supported. And 20th century finding is that radiocarbon. Question number 12. Objects discovered at Stonehenge seem to indicate that it was constructed by a number of different groups of people. Now, if it was constructed by a number of different groups of people, answer is true. If only one group of people constructed it, answer is false. Otherwise, not given. So please come to third paragraph. Title page, third paragraph. Many modern historians and archaeologists now agree that several distinct tribes of people contributed to Stonehenge. What does it mean? It was constructed by different group of people. For different group of people, they use the word several distinct tribes of people contributed to Stonehenge. So, objects discovered at Stonehenge seem to indicate that it was constructed by a number of different groups of people. Correct answer is true. Number 13, criticism of Gerald Hawkins' theory about Stonehenge has come mainly from the astronomers. Now, if the criticism of Gerald Hawkins' theory comes from astronomers, answer is true. If it comes from some other source, not astronomers, answer is false. And if they don't tell us where does this criticism come from, then answer is not given. Second last paragraph. Second last paragraph, fourth last line. While his theory, okay, now let's read it. While his theory has received a considerable amount of attention over the decades, critics maintain that Stonehenge builders probably lacked the knowledge necessary to predict such events, or the England's dense cloud cover would have obscured their view of the skies. Now, have they mentioned that criticism of Gerald Hawkins' theory came from astronomers? There is no mention of that, so what is the answer? Answer is not given. Very good. Okay guys, now we go on. It's reading passage 2, living with artificial intelligence. So we are living with artificial intelligence now. We can understand all the things. Powerful artificial intelligence, AI, needs to be reliably aligned with human values. But does this mean AI will eventually have to police those values? You need to understand. Powerful artificial intelligence needs to be reliably aligned with human values. Like what we value, our culture, our religion, ethical values and all that. So artificial intelligence should be according to our values. But does this mean AI will eventually have to police those values? Police means guard, protect. So do you think AI will protect those values? Like for example, if it is like you belong to a certain community and you're doing something against the value of that community, AI will tell you. Right? For example, AI will tell you, you are a Muslim, alcohol is not allowed in your religion, don't drink it. Something like that, okay? So this is the whole topic. It's going to be a bit technical. Academic reading is always technical. And who are gender training IELTS candidates? You will receive this in part 3. Part 3 of gender training reading is exactly the same. There is a long passage based on science, research, technology, innovation, and you have to solve it, okay? So now gender training guys, you are solving third passage. All passages are actually the third passage for them. Now we come to questions. Wow, 14 to 19, we have multiple choice questions. So there are 4 options. Even if you try to do tukka, your answers will be wrong because there are 4 options. If there would be 2 options, then you could just do that. But we have 4 options, right? So the good thing is questions and answers are in order. Once you find one answer, you go on, you will find other answers and all that. Next, 20 to 23, we have yes, no, not given. And 24 to 26, we have summary completion with a box. So where should we start from? It's a good idea to start from summary completion. Then you can do yes, no, not given. And in the end, you can do multiple choice questions. So let's start with 24 to 26. Complete the summary using the list of phrases A to F below. Using AI in the UK health system. Now let's go back. See, where do they talk about UK health system? UK health system. Look for UK health system. Try to see the last few paragraphs. UK Health service. It's the third last paragraph of the passage where they talk about UK health system. Now the good thing is you will find all three answers in these 2 or 3 paragraphs. Okay. Now we read question number 24. Basically, it is summary completion with a box. First of all, you will find a word from the passage. Then you will see the synonym of that word in the box. And then you're going to write that label A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, let's see. AI currently has a limited role in the way dash are allocated in health service. Now, what are allocated? Okay, dash means answer should be plural. Dash are allocated in the health service. So please follow me. I'm reading third last paragraph of the passage. These issues might seem far-fetched, but they are to some extent already here. AI already has some input into how resources are used in our national health service. How resources are used in our national health service. So what is the answer? Resources. Now let's look for a word for resources in the box. Option C, well done. Available resources. So correct answer for question number 24 is C. Have you noticed first we found the word in the passage, then we found the synonym of that word in the box, and we are going to write A, B, C. So C will be the right answer. And the questions that we are doing right now, these questions are same in general training IELTS as well as in academic IELTS. Only passages are different. Questions are 100% same. Let's go on. Question number 25. Then they say positive aspect of AI having a bigger role is that it would be more efficient and lead to patients' benefits. However, such a challenge would result, for example, in certain dash not having their current level of dash. Now, 2 answers will come together. For example, in certain dash not having their current level of dash. So please come back. Same paragraph. For example, they use the word e.g. Look for the word e.g. Good. And they have used the word however. Can you see third last line? Same paragraph, third last line, however. I'm reading it from here. However, we would be depriving some humans, for example, senior doctors. Now look for something, senior doctors. The synonym of senior doctors. Medical practitioners. So what will be the answer? Answer is A. Do not write medical practitioners. That will be wrong. You just need to write the label. Okay, whenever they label anything, you will only use the label. If you write A on your answer sheet and you write medical practitioners also, your answer will be absolutely wrong. So correct answer is option A. Not having their current level of. Now let's read on. Senior doctors of the control they presently enjoy. So, senior doctors of the control they presently enjoy. Since we want to ensure that people are treated equally and the policies are fair, the goals and all that. So, let's see. What is the word for control they presently enjoy? They means senior doctors. Exactly. Not having their current level of. For control, they use the word professional authority. Control and authority, they are synonyms. So question number 26, correct answer is E. Got it now? See, we found all 3 answers in one paragraph. So it's going to be like this. Summary completion is like this. Now we come to yes, no, not given. And yes, no, not given is like true, false, not given. But the most important thing is students usually write true, false for yes, no, which is absolutely wrong. Students usually write Y, N for yes, no, T, F for true, false, which is also wrong. So you need to be extra careful with such type of careless mistakes. Your all answers may be wrong. For example, there are 8 questions and you have written T, F, and G. Or for yes, no, you have written true, false. Again, your right answers may be wrong. Now, question number 20. Machines with the ability to make more decisions may prevent us from prompting the interests of our communities. Now just see, machines with the ability to make moral decisions may prevent us, means they will stop us from promoting the interest of our community. Like being a Pakistani, I cannot promote the interest of Pakistanis. Something like that. That's what they are saying. So let's come back. Look for the word machines. Okay, machines, and then they said machines and communities. Machines and communities. Second page, third paragraph, third line, machines and communities. Okay, if you find only machines elsewhere without communities, that is not the right location. The right location is where you find machines with communities. Okay, now please follow me. We read it from here. Second page, third paragraph, third line. Machines who are better than us at sticking to the moral high grounds may be expected to discourage. To discourage means they will stop. To discourage some of the lapses we presently take for granted, we might lose our freedom to discriminate in favor of our own communities. So, we might lose our freedom. What is to discriminate? If I am Pakistani, I will favor Pakistanis. If I am Indian, I will favor Indians only. So that is what we call discriminate. We might lose our freedom to discriminate. What's the question? Machines with the ability to make more decisions may prevent us, means they will stop us from promoting the interests of our community. Promoting the interest of our community means discriminate. So machines will stop us from discrimination. What will be the answer? Answer is yes, absolutely. Question number 21, Silicon Police. Now the clue word is Silicon Police. Silicon Police would need to exist in large numbers in order to be effective. Now, if Silicon Police and large numbers to be effective, answer is yes. If they can be effective with small number, answer is no. And if they don't tell us about numbers, large or small, then answer is not given. So where is Silicon Police? It's the next paragraph, okay? So please come to second page, fourth paragraph, and I'm reading it from third line. But are we ready for ethical Silicon Police limiting our options? They might be so good at doing it that we will not notice them, but few of us are likely to welcome such a future. So have they mentioned the number of Silicon Police? They did not mention. What should be the answer? Answer is not given. Well done. Question number 22. Many people are comfortable with the prospect of their independence being restricted by machines. Now, many people are comfortable. If people are comfortable that their independence is restricted by machine, so answer is yes. And if people are uncomfortable, answer is no. And if they don't tell us whether people are comfortable or not, it is not given. So please come back. We are here, same paragraph, where they talk about Silicon Police. Loss of freedom to behave badly isn't always a bad thing, of course. Denying ourselves the freedom to put children to work in factories or to smoke in restaurants are signs of progress. But are we ready for ethical Silicon Police? And then they say, but few of us are likely to welcome such a future. Now, welcome means comfortable. Few of us, right? They said few of us are likely to welcome such a future. What's the question? Many people are comfortable. Are there many people? Few of us. So what should be the answer? No. Well done. Very good. Got the point? They said few of us, and here they say many people. So it's the opposite. Answer is no. Question number 23. If we want to ensure that machines act in our best interests, we all need to work together. So if we want to make sure machines work in our best interest, we all need to work together. Answer is yes. If we need to work independently, answer is No. Otherwise, not given. Second last paragraph. We have a new powerful technology to deal with, itself literally a new way of thinking for our own safety. We need to point these new thinkers in the right direction and get them to act well for us. It is not yet clear whether this is possible, but if it is, it will require a cooperative spirit. Now, what is cooperative spirit? We need to work together. That is cooperative spirit. What's the question? If we want to ensure machines act in our best interest, we all need to work together. Work together means cooperative spirit. So what is the answer? Answer is yes. Well done. Okay. Finally, multiple choice questions. Okay. Reading is like this. जैसा मर्जी मुंह बनाए. I don't care. Reading is like this. Okay. मुझे घूर के देखते. मुझे गुस्से से हो. मेरा क्या कसूर है भाई, मैं बुक सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ and all that. So don't look at me angrily. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now we have multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions are also type A. Type A means questions and answers are in order. Okay. Now we have 4 options, and out of 4 options, 1 option is correct. How to do it? First, read the question. Second, go to the passage and find the relevant information in the passage, or find the answer to the question in the passage. Then keep that answer in mind and match it with A, B, C, D. This is how you'll find the answer. Don't read options before. Only question. Now let's see. We do it together. What point does the writer make about AI in the first paragraph? Look, they are so dayalu. They have told us that you go to first paragraph, and what point does the writer make? Okay, first paragraph, and writer's point usually comes in the middle or at the end. They started like, this has been a decade of AI with one astonishing feat after another and all that. Okay, now please come to the middle after question mark. Yesterday's news, what's next? True, these prodigious accomplishments are all in called narrow and AI, where machines perform highly specialized tasks, but many experts believe this restriction is very temporary. By mid-century, we will have artificial general intelligence. Mid-century means 2050. Machines that can achieve human-level performance on the full range of tasks that we ourselves can tackle. So they are talking about future. Mid-century means future. 2050, artificial intelligence will receive human-level performance and they will perform all the tasks. Now, let's go through all the options. And removing the wrong options is called elimination. You have to eliminate the wrong choices. Option A. It is difficult to predict how quickly AI will progress. Yes or no? No. Option B. Much can be learned about the use of AI in the chess machines. No. Option C. Future is unlikely to see limitations on the capabilities of AI. Yes. Option D. Experts disagree on which specialized task AI will be able to perform. No. Correct answer is option C. Future is unlikely to see limitation. What is that? Human level performance. Now, human level performance means there is no limitation. So, correct answer for question number 14 is C. Now, we come to question number 15. What is writer doing in second paragraph? Now, we will go back and see writer is dancing or what else the writer is doing. Second paragraph, it's a short paragraph. Let's see what is writer doing. If so means that human level performance. If so, there is little reason to think it will stop there. Machines will be free of many of the physical constraints on human intelligence. Our brains run at slow biochemical processing speeds on the power of light bulb, and their size is restricted. Now he is talking about the restriction of human brain. Like the size is restricted, our brains run at slow biochemical processing speed. Size is restricted by the dimensions of the human birth canal. So he is talking about human brain, size is restricted and all that. Now we come back. Okay, what is writer doing in the second paragraph? Option A, explaining why machines will be able to outperform humans. Okay, maybe or no. Option B, describing the characteristics that humans and machines share. They did not mention any similarities. Option C, giving information about the development of machine intelligence. He did not tell us the history of machine intelligence. No. Option D, indicating which aspects of human are most advanced. No, he's just telling us about the size. So correct answer is option A, explaining why machines will be able to outperform. And why? Because human brain size is limited. Machines may have unlimited brain size and they can perform even better. And human brain works like a light bulb, he mentioned. And the machines can perform better. Correct answer is option A. Question number 16, what does the writer mention? Why does the writer mention the story of King Midas? King Midas. Now we look for King Midas. Third paragraph. Now we see why does the writer mention the story of King Midas. Okay, I'm reading it, third paragraph, third last line. But the more powerful AI. Found it? But the more powerful AI. I'm reading it from here. Everyone found it? It's third paragraph, fifth line. But the more powerful AI becomes, the more important it will be to specify its goals with great care. Folklore is full of tales of people who ask for the wrong thing with disastrous consequences. Now, what is it? Folklore is full of tales of people who ask for the wrong thing. Now, people asked for the wrong thing with disastrous consequences, means results. King Midas, for example. So why is he giving this example of King Midas? People ask for the wrong thing with the disastrous results. Might have wished. King Midas, for example, might have wished that everything he touched turned to gold, but didn't really intend this to apply to his breakfast. If you remember a story, a folklore, that there was a king and he asked a saint, give me a power, everything I touch turns into gold. Then everything, he was drinking water, water turned into gold. He was having apple, apple turned into gold. So see, people have desires, but those desires become disastrous in the future. This is what he's telling us. Just focus this sentence. As he said, but the more powerful AI becomes, the more important it will be to specify its goals with great care. Folklore is full of tales of people who ask for the wrong thing with disastrous consequences. Now, please come back. Why does the writer mention the story of King Midas? Option A, to compare different visions of progress? No. Option B, to illustrate that poorly defined objectives can go wrong. Now, what was the objective? Everything I touch should be turned into gold. Okay, so poorly defined objective can go wrong. Like even he wanted to eat something, that turned into gold and all that. So B is the right answer. What is C? To emphasize the need for cooperation? Not at all. Option D, to point out the financial advantages of a course of action. They did not mention financial advantages. Question number 17. What challenge does the writer refer to in the fourth paragraph? Now we will go to fourth paragraph and we will see there is a challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we need to create powerful AI machines that are human friendly. All right, second line after full stop. One thing that makes this task difficult is that we are far from reliably human-friendly ourselves. Okay, now he's coming to the problem. What is that? We are far from reliably human-friendly ourselves. Like we are not human-friendly. We are causing pollution. We are causing so many problems. We do many terrible things to each other and to many other creatures with whom we share the planet. Now this is the problem he is highlighting. If super intelligent machines don't do a lot better than us, we will be in deep trouble. So if machines do not perform better than us, we will be in deep trouble. We will have powerful new intelligence amplifying the dark sides of our own fallible natures. So, what challenge does the writer refer to in the fourth paragraph? Option A, encouraging humans to behave in a more principled way? No. Option B, deciding which values we want AI to share with us? Maybe. Option C, creating a better world for all creatures on the planet? He's only saying we are harming other creatures. Option D, ensuring AI is more human friendly than we ourselves. That is the right answer. Ensuring AI is more human friendly. Please come back. As he said here, AI machines that human friendly. And then he said that we are not, third line. Please come to last paragraph, third line. We are far from reliably human friendly ourselves. So we need machines that are going to be more human friendly. We do many terrible things to each other. Like, for example, we fight wars. We have world wars and all that. And to many other creatures with whom we share the planet. So that is option D, ensuring AI is more human friendly than we are ourselves. Question number 18, what does the writer suggest about the future of AI in the fifth paragraph? Fifth paragraph, future of AI, 1, 2, 3, 4, and fifth paragraph is on the next page. So what does the writer suggest about the future of AI? For safety's sake, then, we want the machines to be ethically as well as cognitively superhuman. We want them to aim for the moral high ground, not for the troughs in which many of us spend some of our time. So what do we want? 2 points. One is we want the machines to be ethically as well as cognitively. Cognitively means according to their thoughts, something related to thinking or brain-wise. Ethically and cognitively superhuman. We want machines to aim for the moral high grounds, not for the troughs in which many of us spend some of our time. Means in the past, we have done terrible mistakes being human, so we don't want machines to do that. And then they say, luckily, they will be smart enough for the job. If there are routes for the more high grounds, they will be better than us at finding them and steering us in the right direction. Now, question number 18. What does the writer suggest about the future of AI in the fifth paragraph? A, safety of machines will become a key issue. No, he did not talk about safety as a key issue. Option B, it is hard to know what impact machines will have on the world. He didn't mention that it is difficult to know and all that. Option C, machines will be superior to human in certain aspects. They use the word, they said here, we want the machines to be ethically as well as cognitively superhuman. Now, superhuman is someone that is better than human. So, machines will be superior to human in certain respects. And option D, many humans will oppose machines having a wider role. They didn't mention that. Correct answer for that is option C. Question number 19, which of the following best summarizes the writer's argument in the sixth paragraph? Now we come to sixth paragraph. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th. So again, we are going to look for the summary of the paragraph, and this usually comes at the end of the paragraph. They start, however, there are two big problems with this utopian vision. So they discuss the problems. Now please come to fourth last line. This won't be easy. Found it? Same paragraph, fourth last line. This won't be easy given that we are tribal creatures. Tribal creatures are like we live in communities. So we are tribal creatures and conflicted about the ideas ourselves. And these conflicts are like world wars and all that. We often ignore the suffering of strangers and even contribute to it, at least indirectly. How then we do point machines in the direction of something better? Got the point? He says we are increasing. If we see a stranger injured, we'll ignore. If we see our relative injured, we will actually stop there and all that. He says this will not be easy given that we are tribal creatures, conflicted, and then we often ignore the sufferings of others and contribute to them and all that. Now, please come. Question number 19. Which of the following best summarizes the writer's argument in the sixth paragraph? Option A, more intelligent machines will result in greater abuses of power. No. Option B, machine learning will share very few features with human learning. No. Now 50-50 chance. Option C, there are a limited number of people with the knowledge to program machines. No. So when three options are gone, most definitely right option is D. Human shortcomings will make creating the machines we need more difficult. And what are human shortcomings? We increase the agony, we are conflicted people and all that stuff. So correct answer for question number 19 is option D. Alright, now reading passage 3, an ideal city. इनकी ऐसी की तैसी, again they are going to just take us to ideal city. Leonardo da Vinci's ideal city. Wow, it's amazing. Leonardo da Vinci, you may have heard the name. Ideal city was centuries ahead of its time. Like Leonardo da Vinci passed away many years ago, but his ideal city was centuries ahead of his time. Like the idea he gave, even today we follow those ideas of a modern city. So it means he thought ahead of his time. He thought about future. Now the whole thing is about Leonardo da Vinci and his ideal city, properties of ideal city, what should be in ideal city, what type of facilities make it an ideal city and all that. After this we come to questions. Wow, that's simple. Questions 27 to 33, true, false, not given. 34 to 40, one word only. So where should we start from? One word only, summary completion. Then we can do true, false, not given, right? So it's good. And if the time runs out, no, I'll not tell you that. Otherwise, you'll be doing the same. Questions 34 to 40. Complete the summary below. Choose one word only. Leonardo da Vinci's ideal city. A collection of Leonardo da Vinci's paperwork reveals his design of a new city beside the Ticino River. Look for Ticino River. Go back. Search Ticino River. Ticino River. Ticino River. Now you are scanning. Scan quickly. Title page. Ticino River. Always scan from the title page, Ticino River. That is the last paragraph, title page, and you will find it in fourth line. Okay, Ticino River. T capital, R capital, you can easily spot it. And whenever you scan, scan from the title page. And when you're scanning, don't worry. Left to right, right to left, you can scan anyway. And when you're scanning, you are not reading. You're just saying Ticino River, Ticino River, Ticino River. But you will do it in your heart, because in actual IELTS exam, even whispering is not allowed. Okay? Now, we found Ticino River, so we read the question. Beside the Ticino River, this was to provide. Now, a collection of Leonardo da Vinci's paperwork reveals his design of a new city beside the river, like we have Gulshan-e-Ravi, okay? Beside the river, this was to provide. Now, this was to provide better dash for trade. Better what for trade? Come back. Better dash for trade. So I'm reading it from Ticino River. Last paragraph, fourth line. A new city along Ticino River, which runs from Switzerland into Italy and is 248 kilometers long. He designed the city for the easy transport of goods and clean urban spaces, and he wanted a comfortable and spacious city. So he designed the city for the easy. Easy means better transport of goods. Now, what is the answer? Transport. Well done. Goods means for trade. So transport will be the right answer. Better means easy. Correct answer is transport for trade and less polluted environment. Although Leonardo da Vinci's city shared many of the ideals of his time, some of his innovations were considered unconventional in their design. They included features that can be seen in some tower blocks today. Tower block is our clue word. Tower blocks today, such as dash on the exterior of a building. Now, what on the exterior? Exterior means outside the building. So please come back. Tower, what is the word? Tower? Tower blocks. Yeah, tower blocks is in the last paragraph. Okay, so we read it from there. Title page, last line. High strong walls with towers and battlements of all necessary and pleasant beauty. Now please come to next page. His plans for a modern and rational city were consistent with Renaissance ideals, but in keeping with his personality, Leonardo included several innovations in his urban design. Leonardo wanted the city to be built on several levels linked with vertical outdoor staircases. What is outdoor? Exterior. So what is the answer? Answer is staircases. Vertical outdoor staircases. So tower blocks today, such as staircases on the exterior of a building. So answer is staircases. Now we have another summary. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't only an architect. His expertise in, now not only architect but also, we come back. Look for the word architect. Can you see architect? Second page, second paragraph, third line. Can you see the word architect? Architect and engineering. So he was not only an architect but also engineering. So you will write his expertise, Leonardo da Vinci, not only an architect, his expertise in engineering was evident in his plans for artificial canals and all that. So correct answer for 36 is engineering. Okay, I'm reading after canals. Within his ideal city, he also believed that the height of houses should relate to the width of streets in the case earthquake occurred. Now earthquake is our clue word. The design of many cities in Italy today follow this dash. Follow this means, yeah. So please come back. Same paragraph. Canals. I'm reading it like third last paragraph. I'm reading it from regulated by clocks. Found it? Regulated by clocks. The canals regulated by clocks and basins were supposed to make it easier for boats to navigate island. Leonardo also thought that the width of the streets ought to match the average height of the adjacent houses, a rule still followed in many contemporary cities across Italy. A rule still followed in many contemporary cities across Italy. So come back. The design of many cities in Italy today follow this rule. Well done. A rule still followed. So the designs of many cities in Italy today follow this rule. Correct answer is rule. While some cities from dash times, now it's going to be the historical period. While some cities from dash times have aspects that can also be found in Leonardo's designs. So while some cities from dash times, let's come back. It's the second last paragraph. Although some of these features existed in Roman cities. Now what is Roman? Roman is that time. So while some cities from Roman times have aspects that can also be found in Leonardo's design. So what is the answer? Answer is Roman. Okay, I'm reading it afterwards for question number 39. So Roman times have aspects that can also be found in Leonardo's designs. His ideals weren't put into practice until long after his death. Dash is one example of city that was redesigned in the 19th century. Now answer is going to be the name of a city. Dash is one example of the city. Please come back. Second last paragraph. And I'm going to read it from fourth line. For example, the subdivision. Found it? For example, the subdivision of the city by function with services and infrastructure located in the lower levels and wide and well-ventilated boulevards and walkways above for residents is an ideal that can be found in George Huygens Haussmann's renovation of Paris under Emperor Napoleon III between 1853 and 1870. So the city of Paris. Right answer is Paris. Okay, last question. Paris is one example of the city that was redesigned in the 19th century in the way that Leonardo had envisaged. His ideas are also relevant to today's world, where building dash no longer seems to be the best approach. Building dash is not the best approach. Last paragraph. Today, Leonardo's ideas are not simply valid, they actually suggest a few forward for urban planning. Many scholars think that the compact city build upward instead of outward, integrated with nature and all that. So many scholars think that the compact city built upward instead of outward. So what is modern? Upward or outward? Upward is like multi-story building. Outward is like there is a big building. So what will be the answer? His ideas are also relevant to today's world, where building upward no longer seems, no, building outwards no longer seems to be the best approach. So what is the best approach? Building upward. So answer is outwards. Question number 40, correct answer is outwards. All right, now we go on. We've got question number 27 to 33. True, false, not given. Question number 27. People first referred to Leonardo da Vinci as a genius 500 years ago. Now, if they referred him as a genius 500 years ago, answer is true. If it is more or less, answer is false. And if they don't tell us 500 or more or less, answer is not given. So, let's see. People first referred to Leonardo da Vinci a genius. I'm reading it from first paragraph and you can see 500 years in numbers. Okay, the word genius is universally associated with the name of Leonardo da Vinci, a true Renaissance man. He embodied scientific spirit, artistic talent, and humanist sensibilities. 500 years have passed since Leonardo died in his home. Now, have they mentioned that people started calling him genius 500 years ago? They only said 500 years have passed since Leonardo died. 500 years is not associated with calling him genius, so it is associated with his death. Now, what will be the answer? Answer is not given, absolutely. We don't know when did people start calling him genius. We don't know any time frame for that. And if you don't understand, 500, good, taru. Okay, IELTS, no problem. Okay, so then you have this feeling. So answer is not given. Never decide your answer on the basis of words. You need to read carefully. Number 28. Current climate crisis is predicted. Now, current climate crisis, we do have climate crisis as well. Current climate crisis is predicted to cause more deaths than plague. Now, we have climate crisis, like, this smog is one of the things, one of the examples. So, current climate crisis is predicted to have more deaths than plague. Plague was in the past, or plague. It was in the past. So, if more deaths will be caused by climate crisis than plague, answer is true. If plague caused more deaths, answer is false. And if they don't tell us, so then it is not given. Now we look for climate crisis and plague. Well done. Second paragraph, we have the word plague. Plague. The Renaissance marked the transition from 15th century to modernity and took place after the spread of the plague in the 14th century, which caused a global crisis resulting in some 200 million deaths across Europe and Asia. Today, the world is on the cusp of climate crisis, which is predicted to cause widespread displacement, extinctions, and death. Now, have they compared that this will cause more deaths or that caused more deaths or number of deaths? There is no information. So, what will be the answer? Answer is not given. Well done. 27, correct answer is not given. Question number 28, current climate crisis is predicted, okay, it's done. 29, some of the challenges we face today can be compared to those of earlier times. Now listen, if today's problems can be compared with past problems, answer is true. If today's problems are entirely different, we cannot compare them with the past. Answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether comparison is possible or not, then it is not given. So some of the challenges we face today can be compared to those earlier times. Same paragraph. Today. Can you see the word today? The world is on the cusp of climate crisis, which is predicted to cause widespread displacements, extinctions, and deaths. If left unaddressed, then as now, radical solutions were called for revolutionize the way and all that. Now just we read it from the beginning. First they said the Renaissance marked the transition from the 15th century to modernity and took place after the spread of the plague in the 14th century. Now what was the problem in 14th century? That was plague. And what are the problems today? We have climate change. Okay, now please come back. Some of the challenges we face today can be compared to those of earlier times. What were the problems of earlier times? Plague and all that. And today we have climate crisis. So answer should be, answer is actually true. Yeah. Some of the challenges we face today can be compared to those of earlier times. Right? Okay, we can read it again. No problem. Let's read on. Extinctions and deaths if left unaddressed. Then as now. Read this line. Answer is here. Then as now. What do they mean by then? Past. As now means now they are comparing. Then as now, radical solutions were called for the revolutionize the way people lived and safeguard humanity against catastrophe. Now, catastrophe is something which is a problem or a climatic problem or a disaster caused by climatic conditions. We call it catastrophic. Catastrophic means disastrous. So, they are saying then as now. Then as now means they are comparing our today's problems with the past. So, answer is true. Question number 30, Leonardo da Vinci's ideal city was constructed in the 15th century. If it was constructed in 15th century, true. If before or after, false. And if they don't tell us when, then it is not given. Look for 15th century. Well done. Yeah, we've got fourth paragraph. There is that word 15th century. Tell me 1486. Which century is that? 1486. Which century is that? It's very confusing. 1486 is 15th century. Now, which century are we living in? Then why are we saying 2024? I mean, you know, when it is 20 completed and after that, it is 25th century. So, 1486 is actually 15th century. Got the point? Okay. Now, we read from there instead of reading from down there. Around 1486, after a pestilence that killed half of the population in Milan, Italy, Leonardo turned his thoughts to urban planning problems. Following a typical Renaissance trend, he began to work on an ideal city project, which, due to its excessive cost, would remain unfulfilled. Now, 15th century, and his ideal city project remained unfulfilled. Okay, and then this is yet given the unsustainable urban models and all that. Now, please come back. Leonardo da Vinci's ideal city was constructed in 15th century. In 15th century, it remained unfulfilled. So, what is the answer? Well done. Very good. Answer is False. Question number 31. Poor town planning is a major contributor to climate change. Now, poor town planning, major contributor to climate change. Let's go back. All right. We've got this paragraph, same paragraph, where we found 1486. So, we are going to look for town planning and all that. Okay, let's read this paragraph from, all right, I'm reading it from second line. Third paragraph, second line after full stop. Following a typical Renaissance trend, he began to work on an ideal city project which, due to excessive cost, would remain unfulfilled. Yet, given that sustainable urban models are a key cause of global climate change today, it is only natural to wonder how Leonardo might have changed the shape of modern cities. Now, let's see. Key cause of global climate change. What is that key cause? What is the key cause of global climate change? Exactly, unsustainable urban models. Okay, so what is unsustainable urban models? Poor town planning. Major contributor. What is major contributor? Key cause. Okay, key cause is major contributor to climate change. What is climate change? Global climate change. So what is the answer? Answer is true. Well done. Question number 32. In Renaissance times, local people fought against the changes to Pienza and Ferrara. Now, if local people fought against the changes in Pienza and Ferrara, answer is true. If they did not fight, answer is false. Otherwise, if they don't tell us whether people fought or not, it is not given. Pienza and Ferrara, look for that. Well done. Fourth paragraph. And we got this word Pienza and Ferrara there. Now we are going to read it from 1, 2, 3, fourth last line. So let's go on. They say here large-scale urban projects in Italy, such as the reconfiguration of the town of Pienza and the expansion of the city of Ferrara. These works surely inspired Leonardo's decision to rethink the design of medieval. Have they mentioned anything that people fought against the changes? In whole paragraph, is there any mention that people fought against the changes? There is no mention. So what should be the answer? Answer is not given. Well done. Question number 33. Leonardo da Vinci kept a neat, organized record of his designs. Now, if the record of his designs was neat, organized, answer is true. If it was rough, disorganized, answer is false. Otherwise, not given. Now, last paragraph. It is not easy to identify, last paragraph of the passage, of the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph of title. So it is not easy to identify a coordinated visions of Leonardo's ideal city because of his disordered way of working with notes and sketches. Disordered. So was it organized? No, it was disordered. Neat, organized. So disordered is the opposite of neat, organized. Answer is false. Well done.